Okay, so awesome. Everyone's here now. I'm going to go ahead and start. Today we are talking about becoming locally famous so that you can get more clients. Special shout out to Yvonne for requesting this lesson. As always, you guys can request any lessons that you guys want to know. I love doing stuff like this. And so whenever Yvonne asked me to do this, it was something that I could actually talk about because, as a lot of you guys know, I just moved across country. My business took off and I was like, you know what? I want to spend more time with my friends. I want to spend time traveling with my beautiful wife. I want to take time to spend time with my dad, who's actually, he had an injury a couple of years ago and now he's in a nursing home. And so it gives me time to spend with him while still continuously building my business. And so whenever I moved across country, I had inherited a house here in South Louisiana. And so I was like, you know what? I am going to promote the hell out of myself in South Louisiana and become the go-to social media person for not only like for all of you guys all over the world, but particularly for people in South Louisiana. And so when Yvonne requested this lesson, I was like, you know what? This is perfect timing because I just actually started doing this. And so the more I started mapping everything out, I was like, you know what? This would be a perfect name for the strategy. And I'm going to call it the 3EA strategy. That's what I'm going to teach you guys today. And it's really, really simple. I love whenever I can like make letters and numbers work in a way that everyone can remember them. And so the 3E strategy, if you follow this 3E strategy, you are going to become locally famous and you are going to be the go-to person in your niche. And more people are going to want to work with you. Now, when I say locally famous, this is a strategy that works great locally, but it will also work if you want to become the expert in any type of like a smaller niche, any type of field will work. So you can be niche famous or you can be locally famous. Pick your choice, right? It's always easier to be a big fish in a small pond, right? And there are more than enough clients to go around for everyone. And so if you remember anything from this lesson today, remember the 3EA strategy, okay? And we're going to go over each one of these individually. The first one, you have to establish authority. The second thing, you have to educate always. And 3, you have to entertain your audience. Those are the 3 secrets to becoming locally famous and getting more clients. Now, what exactly does each of these mean? I'm going to go down in order. So we're going to start with establishing authority. Now, I don't know if you guys, I see Kurt on here. Kurt's been following me a really, really long time. And how Kurt found me was actually through all of my content that I've been doing on Facebook. So what I did was whenever I decided I was going to move to a certain location, I was like, you know what? I'm going to be the go-to. You know, I want to be that big fish in a small pond. And so the very first thing that I decided that I was going to do when I moved here to South Louisiana was I started running Facebook ads proclaiming that I was coming home. I live in a very small community. Everyone knows who I am. So the first thing that I did, I didn't put any targeting. I live in a town that has about 1,000 people in it, very, very small, but lots of local businesses live here. And so I started immediately running ads proclaiming that I was moving back home, okay? Now, it doesn't matter whether you live in a neighborhood. This works for everyone. The first thing I did was I started running Facebook ads to not only my small hometown, I wrote ads a little bit different. So for me moving back home, it was a cute photo. I'm from South Louisiana. We're known for our crawfish. And so what I did was I ran a Facebook ad saying, hey, Laurel Portie here. You guys probably haven't seen me here in 16 years. But guess what? I'm moving my social media business here to Gaydon. I'm super excited to be coming back home. Please help me spread the word. Here's a link to where if you know a business owner that wants to utilize social media marketing, this is the time to do it. I'm moving my business here. I've got some specials going on. Here is a link to book my strategy call. That's the first thing I did, right? The first place to establish authority, I started running Facebook ads to people I already knew, right? Because who are your best customers? The referrals from people that you already know. Those are going to be your best referrals ever. The second thing that I did was I started running ads to communities in South Louisiana and targeting cities. There's all these like little cities. And so I was like calling out these communities. Hey, I'm from this area. I'm moving back. I've got over 11 years of doing Facebook advertising. I've been working in television. I began my brand awareness phase, right? You guys have heard me talk about this over and over again. I started my brand awareness phase with power content, right? Now remember, what power content is giving value without asking for anything in return back. And so I saturated the area that I wanted to establish my authority with Facebook advertising. Now, just because I'm saying I'm doing Facebook advertising doesn't mean I'm spending a fortune. I'm spending $5 a day, but that's getting me a lot of reach. Remember, I'm not trying to run a conversion ad. I'm not trying to convert anything. I'm just trying to get my name out. And so what I'm doing is I'm running a brand awareness ad. It's in the awareness section of the Facebook advertising. I'm not doing engagement ads. I'm strictly doing brand awareness. Now, there's two ways that you can do awareness ads in the Facebook ad platform. The first one is the brand awareness. And basically, Facebook is going to optimize that and show it to people so that until Facebook decides that that person can remember who you are. So what that means is Facebook is going to show your video, your photo, your ad to the same people over and over and over again until Facebook decides, okay, I've showed it to enough people to where they're going to be able to recall her name, her brand. Okay, that's the first one. That's brand awareness. So if you're looking in the brand awareness part of Facebook advertising, there's one that's called awareness. You have brand awareness and you have one that's called reach. Now, what reach is awesome for is reaching as many people as humanly possible. So let's say you have an event that you want to promote. If you have a sale, if you're running ads for a local store and you want to reach as many people as possible in a short amount of time, Facebook is going to send that ad to as many people in a short amount of time. Now, again, it's not optimizing for conversions. It's not optimizing for engagement. So don't expect conversions. Don't expect engagement. It's getting that information out to as many people as humanly possible. So that's the second way that I started running ads, because I wanted as quickly as possible to establish my authority. Okay, I'm going to unmute everyone because I really want you guys to be able to ask questions as you guys need. Does anyone have a question up until this point? Okay, cool. I'm going to keep moving on then.
Yeah.
Awesome. So the second thing that I did was I asked to open events. Now, this is one of my favorite strategies of all. This is a strategy that worked awesome in Phoenix. Like, I became a big fish in a small pond in Phoenix because I did the second thing to establish my authority. I asked to open local events, networking events. I made a 15-minute presentation on a keynote, and I emailed pretty much everyone who was having an event in the area, large or small, your chamber of commerce, your people who are hosting networking events with people who would be in my niche, right? And so I was like, I know that you guys already have your night booked of speakers, but can I open for them? I have a 15-minute presentation ready to go, and it's going to show your audience how to do this, and I don't have anything to sell. I literally strictly just made a 15-minute presentation. So in my training, if you guys have been watching my training, I did a training on how to book clients over and over and over again, and how I have like a 90% close rate whenever I talk to my clients with my keynote. I usually have like a 45-minute keynote presentation that I do. And what I did was I slimmed that down to a 15-minute version so that whenever I ask to open local events, I'm like teaching them how to, the 3 things that they need to run a Facebook ad. It's super high value. And I just wanted to get myself in front of as many people as possible. And so I was asking to open up local events. I was asking to be, speak for free. I was asking to be on local podcasts. I was doing that groundwork because I just wanted as many people to see this face with Facebook ads as humanly possible. And then the third thing is advertising opportunities. There are so many great ways that you can interject your business with other business owners or other clients that you want to work with. Are they at trade shows? Are they at these events? Like, we have a local event here in Gaydon, Louisiana, and it's like a trade show, and there's all these booths of people. Guess who's going to have the biggest booth? But one of the things that I'm going to do that's going to be really cool, and I'm going to tell you guys, I'm going to let you guys know how this goes, but I'm a social media expert, right? So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to get a big old cardboard cutout and make an Instagrammable moment right there in front of my booth, because I want as many people tagging themselves on Instagram. I want as many people tagging themselves on Facebook with my photo opportunity. And that's the thing, is you have to be able to think outside of the box. You have to be like in front of as many people as possible. Guys, if you have a business, an online business especially, you have to get yourself in front of as many people as humanly possible. You have to get your content. You have to get your name. I know so many people are so shy to do any of this stuff right now that I'm telling you guys to do. But if you have a business in 2019, you have to get visible, and you have to think of every single possibility of getting visible. You have to invest the time and you have to invest the money, but you have to get in front of as many people as humanly possible. And those people who can get in front of the most people in your niche are going to win. Yvonne, there's so many people that in Switzerland right now want your customers. Don't let them have your customers. You get in front of them before those people get your customers, right? Kurt, you have 30 years of expertise in your niche. You need to get in front of as many people in your niche as possible before these little punks who only have 2 years experience get in front of your customers. Martin, Frank, Sarah, everyone, you have to get in front of your customers, because if you don't get in front of your clients, if you don't get in front of your customers, someone else will. And right now is the perfect time to do that, okay? So that is part 1 of the 3EA strategy, establishing authority. Now 2, educate always. This is my favorite thing to teach my clients, is because a lot of you guys have heard of my how to plan 15 pieces of content in less than 5 minutes. You should be executing that every 2 weeks and constantly educating your audience. What are ways to do that? You could do that through power content and boosting it. Which niche are you trying to get your content in front of? Is it locally, right? I am boosting all of my power content to people here in South Louisiana because I want them to know that Laurel Portie is their favorite social media strategist, right? I've established that authority. I even have it in my brand, your favorite social media strategist. I better be all of your favorite social media strategists, right? But that's how I positioned myself. And, there's other people in my industry, I always joke, because one of my acquaintances, she calls herself the queen of social media. I'm like, yeah, you might be the queen of social media, but I'm everyone's favorite, right? And so I established that through my power content. I give value on a daily basis. I'm in here helping everyone as much as I can. I'm not asking for anything in return. I did that over and over and over again for 7 to 8 months, building that. I was establishing my authority. I was educating always and not asking for anything in return. Now, one of my second favorite strategies right here under the educate always, this is something I did in Phoenix. I created my own workshops, right? Educate always. So what I was doing was I was actually running Facebook ads in Phoenix and inviting people to my free workshop. And in my free workshop, I told everyone that I was going to teach them how to do a Facebook ad from start to finish. What did I want to do? I brought all of my clients into my house. I served them mimosas. Now, when I say my house, I lived in an apartment building in downtown Phoenix, and it had a clubhouse that you could reserve, to have good events that are like that. It had a screen that allowed me to put my presentation on, and I taught nonstop for like an hour and a half, answering everyone's questions. I had my laptop. People were asking me questions about their business, and I was literally on the big screen. I was like, oh, what is your business? And I was doing Facebook page audits for them live, like during this event while they're drinking mimosas. I mean, hell yeah, pouring the champagne, because why? I was establishing my authority and educating, but I was also, what was I doing? Number 3, I was entertaining my audience. I kept them entertained. How many of you guys have watched a Facebook Live and it was the most boring thing that you had ever seen in your life? I watched so many Facebook Lives and I'm like, oh my God, if I have to watch this person, I'm going to have to turn it off. Like, this person is so boring. You have to be entertaining. And so many people are scared to get on Facebook Lives. Trust me, we all get brain farts. I get them all the time. There's sometimes on a Facebook Live, I'm like, what the fuck was I just talking about? I don't even know. But I just make a joke about it and move on. And people, I think, want to know that you're real, you're authentic. People, so many times when clients come to me, they're like, Laurel, you're real. You seem approachable. You're not like, dressed up in a suit, hair all did and everything like that. Like I make myself, approachable. I try to be entertaining. If I fuck up, I fuck up. It doesn't matter. We all mess up, right? Like, it doesn't matter. You have to be entertaining. You have to be outgoing. You have to be fun, and you have to be real. And you have to show your passion for what you do. Every single one of you guys who are here right now in this class have something to offer. And, whether you want to be locally famous or nationally famous or worldwide famous, you have to start somewhere, and you have to start today, because what did I say a while ago? Someone out there is selling to your clients right now, and it might as well be you, okay? So 3 things to remember to become locally famous. You want to establish your authority. You can do that. Facebook ads, asking to open for events, advertising opportunities, right? Can you be at local trade shows? You guys are going to laugh, but you know what? Guess who's going to be at every single local parade throwing out where my mom usually has one of these. As most of you guys know, right now, having to borrow my mom's internet because my studio and my office is being built. She usually has these like little plastic cups from parades. She freaking loves them. Guess who's going to have the best plastic cups throwing out, riding on a float in all the local parades? Me. And I'm going to be creating social media moment opportunities where people are going to tag me. They're going to take pictures with me. They're going to take pictures of my float. They're going to take pictures of my display. They're going to tag it on Instagram. That is how you become locally famous. That's how you become nationally famous, right? How did Ty Lopez get famous? He established his authority with a shit ton of Facebook ads. How did Gary Vaynerchuk become famous? He established his authority with a shit ton of Facebook ads. Is this all making sense? I'm going to unmute you guys because I know some of you guys are going to have some questions. And I know some of you guys can't wait to get your very first client, and we want you guys to get your very first client. So I'm going to open it up for questions.
I just had a question. When you were asking to open events, were you just educating people on like your social media strategy? That was your niche?
So what I was doing was I was teaching people how to do Facebook ads, right?
Okay.
And so what I was educating people on at these events, because so whenever I say that I was at local events, I was at local business events, networking events. These are people who are all business owners who are most likely wanting to run Facebook ads or are scared to run Facebook ads, because most business owners, like, believe it or not, guys, hardly any business owners on a local level are running Facebook ads.
Lauren, could I, oh, you can't see me. Could I focus first on organic? Because I'm in the process of learning Facebook ads and I don't want to teach if I don't know it. So
Absolutely.
Can I focus on organic first?
Absolutely. That's what I mean, you've been through my 45-day. What do I focus on first? Organic. Like, a lot of you guys know Maria. She is one of my rock star clients, and she posts a lot in this group. And you guys, when she posts a video, you guys should check it out. She has literally built her 6-figure business as I've built my 6-figure business on organic. You have to learn how to master organic traffic before moving on to paid ads. So if you're not posting organically, if you're not establishing your authority on a local level, the local level is the easiest place to establish your authority. It's the easiest place. You can be a big fish in a small pond.
Laurel, can you hear me?
Yeah, hey.
Okay, hey. So how do you establish authority when you're pretty new? And I live in a small community I notice a lot of opportunity with people because my community is trying to build up like their downtown small businesses, and I coach creative businesses.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of people who are crafters and artists, and they really don't make that much money because they're just selling locally.
Okay.
And so I coach people to sell online. But it's like, how do you, I'm new at it. And so I don't have like a lot of results to share, but I know that there's like a gap. Like, how do I convince them that they're in a small community and they sell locally, but they could make so much more?
Okay, so let me
Does that
ask
make
you
sense?
this. Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk this out. So what can you specifically help them with?
So I help them with their online marketing strategy.
Okay.
Is
Have
the
you ever
biggest
have you ever done that before?
Yes, with a couple of people. I've just started within the past few months.
Okay. So what you can do is you could establish your authority by teaching strategies. You know strategies, right?
Yes.
So think about this. I'll tell you a short backstory about me. So I've been doing Facebook ads for 11 years, but for television shows, right? And about probably a year and a couple months ago, I decided I was gonna, just for fun, get on Facebook Live and teach Facebook ads. I had never had a client for myself. I just got on with my whiteboard and was like, oh, I do Facebook ads all the time. I'm gonna teach people how to do it. And guess what happened? I didn't have a business, but guess what happened?
What?
People started asking me to do their Facebook ads for them. I never went on intentionally trying to do that. I was just having fun.
And so did they ask you, like, have you done this before, and how,
Exactly.
what's your success rate? Because that's what I'm getting right now, is like a lot of resistance. Like, what's your success rate? And I'm like, well, that's not
you're totally honest with them. What you do is you say, you check out the strategy that I did yesterday on my Facebook Live. Check out that strategy. I'll be totally transparent. Say, you know what? I'm going to be transparent with you right now. This strategy I've only done with a couple of people, and that's why my price right now is really, really low, because I want to get some more success stories underneath my belt. Mm-hmm. And so I'm going to offer you, since I'm so new, for you, in order to get you through the door, I'm going to do an amazing special for you this month. You get them results for that month. You offer them another special for the next 3 months, and then you get them at full price, because then you're getting more and more clients. A lot of people teach that you need to, charge what you're worth and blah, blah, blah. I totally believe that. But when you're just starting out, you really have to start getting clients, and you have to start getting them through the door. My very first client, I always laugh when I tell this story now. I charged her $150 a month to do her Facebook ads. It was my very first client. And I quickly realized how good I was at Facebook ads because I didn't know what people were charging. I had been doing Facebook ads for television. And so I applied what I knew, but I had also been doing commercials for local companies in television. And so I understood, I'm very good at marketing. But when I realized how really good I was at Facebook ads, when I had my very first client, she paid me $150 a month to do her Facebook ad. That first weekend, and my wife's sitting right there, she can attest to this, because I was like, oh my God, I was watching the money coming in for this person. She had made over $20,000 in one weekend from my Facebook ad. That's whenever I was like, holy shit, like, no wonder people are charging so much for Facebook ads. But, and this is something that one of my mentors told me. She was like, you needed to be at that $150 level, because your energy, you can only charge what your energy is at, right? If you don't have confidence and energy, right, you can't charge more. And so all of these gurus who are saying you need to charge, $497, $997 out the gate, like, unless you have that experience, unless you have that energy to do that, it's not going to work.
Right.
Does that make sense? So
yes.
You can easily establish your authority by just being totally transparent and saying, mm-hmm. Hey, I've only done this a couple of times. I can't say that I've had, huge success stories, but I want you to be my first success story. Mm-hmm. And that's why I'm going to offer you this with this strategy. Show them the strategy that you're going to use there. That establishes that authority, that you know what you're doing. Okay. Be transparent, because too many people that are new out the gate, they're not confident in their strategy. And so therefore that business owner is not confident in your strategy either. If you walk in with a strategy that you're so confident in, they're not even going to question mm-hmm. how many times you've done that before.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Can I say something?
Absolutely.
I was thinking because this morning I went out and there was a guy who just opened how do you say, a little bar where they sell I bought a little sandwich, but where he is, they are really in a road where you don't see. And I was thinking, as soon as I love doing Facebook videos, which I will do it for all my clients, I was thinking of doing that for them, saying, okay, I want to help you do Facebook videos for your, for your business, for example, because I love doing it, because that's what I am good doing it, and I love doing videos. And think of you, I feel much more comfortable. So if I will go outside there, the only thing that I can offer for now is saying, okay, I'll help you boost your business doing Facebook video. Can it be a good idea?
Absolutely. That is what you can sell them as a brand awareness campaign. You're not promising leads. You're not promising conversions. You're not promising purchases. If that's what you're comfortable with, you can easily charge people to do a brand awareness campaign. Whenever I start with small businesses, I always start with at a lower price end for a brand awareness campaign. Mm-hmm. And so one of the best ways, and I'll share this with you guys, because one of my clients in my 45-day client accelerator, she was asking me, she's like, how do I get myself in front of businesses? And I was like, this is one of the things that you kind of have to think about. If you want some of your very first clients and you want to establish your authority, one of the best ways to do that, make a list of 100 business owners, 100 businesses, whether it's locally, nationally, 100 business owners, get their name and their email address, and get all of that 100. And then every single day, pick 5 of those people and go to their websites, go to their social media, do a Loom video, right? If you don't know what Loom is, it's a free Google plugin. And start off that video on their website. Start off that video on their social media page. What business owner is not going to watch that video that you send to them, that you email to them, right? Because a lot of people, business owners are getting constantly emailed with people who want to do their social media for them. But I guarantee you, if you send them a Loom video and they click on that link and the first thumbnail that comes up is a screenshot of their business, that's a great way to get them to watch that video. And what you're going to do is you're going to give them something of high value, whether it's on their website. Maybe they don't have the pixel installed. Maybe they don't have, a certain, maybe they're missing something in their Facebook ad strategy, but show them something, give them of high value, praise what they're doing, find something very positive, but always start off the video with their own website, because it's a great way to get them to watch the video. And Dustin, I see your hands up, so I'm going to hand things over to Dustin. He's actually in my program right now too.
Okay, so my question, you hear me?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Spotlight, yeah.
So my question is, I recently, probably a few weeks back, decided to do a different Facebook page. I had one that had like 700 or so people, but they were kind of filled with random friends, family, and then some businesses and everything. And I thought, okay, I think it might be better to just leave that alone, because I kind of had used it for public speaking in the past. Let me just leave it alone and let me do something kind of more catered towards chiropractors. And so I just did a new one. So I only got like 11 people right now on that page. And recently, like, Facebook put out there saying transparency. This is what this is when you created the page. And do you think I need to make some sort of video of why I only have 11 likes if I'm some sort of social media expert, or does that even matter? Did I do the right thing doing this other page?
I don't think most business owners, they are going to go and check out your page. And that's why it's super important that you have content. But if you wanted to, I wouldn't bring too much attention that you only have, like 11 likes. I think you have to, and this is something that you have to tell the business owner, if anyone ever questions that, I always tell them, because I didn't have a Facebook business page until like a couple of months ago. And they're like, well, if you're a social media expert, why aren't you building I was like, I haven't had to. I was like, I'm so good at Facebook ads that I've been busy building other people. And it's true. And I've had the results to show for it. People, you kind of have to ask, that's a vanity metric, right? It
Say
doesn't
again?
matter. It's a
Oh.
vanity metric. It doesn't matter. Like,
Yeah.
ask the business owner, are you worried about how many likes I have on a page, or what results can I get for your business? Because I've been really, busy building other businesses, and you kind of just have to have that conversation. It's like, you don't get caught up in vanity metrics. You're not running like campaigns. You're not buying foreign likes. Like, there's someone on right now teaching businesses how to do how to get 10,000 likes in 3 days by getting like four. And I'm like, that's not building your business, and that's never going to convert for your business.
Right.
Like, I don't worry about vanity metrics. I worry about conversions.
Okay. And then with basically what you're teaching, this seems like you could take the same strategy. Let's say if, like, I've got a chiropractor, I could just teach him the same thing. He needs to establish his authority, educate his people, like possible clients. Like, what you're teaching us, we basically can just reteach it to our potential clients.
Absolutely. And one of my favorite chiropractor videos of all time, I don't know if you guys have ever seen Billie Jean's video presentation, but he stresses the importance of video. Video is so important. Like, and he shows this chiropractor ad, and it's just a static image of the chiropractor, doing the normal crack backing. But then he's like, which chiropractor would you rather go to? And it's the static image of the chiropractor, cracking the back. And then he shows this video of this chiropractor office, right? It's a shot. And then the music starts playing. And then the two assistants come in and they're snapping their fingers. And then the chiropractor slides himself in and he starts lip syncing to the music. Which chiropractor office are you going to go to? Right?
Yeah.
Entertain your audience. Like, people aren't understanding how important all of these three things are when it comes to advertising. People are like, and it's so funny because, like, one of my lawyer friends, he is like, he says that, the lawyers and stuff on the billboards and the bus stops and stuff, he's like, people in my industry don't take them seriously. I was like, yeah, but who's making the most money?
Yeah.
They don't care. You think the guy on the billboard gives a shit whether people take him seriously or not? He's too busy laughing all the way to the bank because he's in front of more people than anyone else. While the other lawyers who are laughing at them are struggling to make $100,000 a year.
May I ask one more question?
Absolutely.
Okay. So there's a pretty huge chiropractor that I've been kind of trying to nurture, and I've done the video for him of his, he had an old video, or he had an old, website, and that didn't have a pixel on it. Then he announced, hey, I've got a new site. So I did another video saying, hey, your new website looks great, but you're still missing the pixel. And I sent him the message through Messenger. So I'm not sure if it's really actually a gatekeeper that's seeing this, or if it's whatever, but they do really great videos, but they don't do any advertising ever. And they've got like 2 or 3 different clinics. What would you say would be a good way to try to, I did try to even message him personally, even though we're not friends and he hasn't accepted a friend request, and sent him the video in case somebody was blocking it, or they've got some sort of marketer that doesn't want him to see it. How would you go? How would you go about trying to?
Is he local?
Attention? Yeah, he's local.
Go see him. Book an appointment. Go get your back cracked. And just ask him the question. Hey.
Okay.
I mean, it's the best way to get in front of him.
All right.
Say, hey, my name's Dustin, I've been sending you emails, not sure if you're getting them, are you doing, social media? And then bring it up to him, while he's cracking your back. Hey, notice you don't have the Facebook pixel. And he'll be like, what the hell's that? Because it's probably either one of his employees that's running his social media that doesn't know what they're doing and is just ignoring your messages because they don't want their job to be taken.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
Who else has got a question? I'm sure.
When are we? And do you have a cheat sheet for that? For what you have done, wrote behind your back, so we can.
I can make one for you guys.
Thank you.
Or I can post a photo of it.
Yes. So, yeah, good idea.
Anybody else got a question? Because I got another one.
Yeah. No one else is speaking up, so go for it.
So obviously,
Nicolette, I'll get you next.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Oh, it said Nicolette. I saw she raised her hand.
Okay, she can go. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead, Dustin. Go ahead.
Obviously, I'm targeting chiropractors, but if it comes up to where someone hears what I'm doing with social media and helping chiropractors specifically, and they're interested in hiring me, do I say, sure, I'll go ahead and do it? Or is it one of those things where, like, I'm sorry, I really actually only focus primarily with chiropractors, and that's where I'd like to stay? Like, what would be your thoughts on that?
I would just, if it's something that you would be interested in, and if it's something that's not going to distract you, not like a shiny object. I mean, if it's gonna benefit you and bring value, like maybe it might be a niche that you're interested in doing. But if it's something that you don't want to do, that you don't have confidence in it, don't do it.
Got it.
Nicolette.
Yeah. Can you repeat what you said to the people that when you invited everyone to the clubhouse and served drinks and did your educating? Like, what was it that you said to them? You said you weren't selling anything, but what did you tell them was the purpose? And
So basically, I just did a free workshop, and it was called "How to Do a Facebook Ad from Start to Finish."
okay.
And so it was basically just a teaching opportunity. So whenever I asked to open for the network events, I don't sell anything because that's kind of how I get myself in the door. But for my free workshop, I do sell at the end. I give them a one-time offer. Like, everyone, this offer is only good for you guys right now at this moment.
For the people that came to your workshop.
Yeah.
But then you did 2 different events, or what was the first thing to get them to the workshop?
Yeah. So the first thing, like in this established authority, I was asking to open other people's events. So if the Chamber of Commerce in your town is hosting an event, ask them to open the event, but don't sell anything. Just say, hey, I've got something that's going to be of high value for your audience. Can I come in and teach, how to do Facebook Lives to get more eyes on your business, or something small that you can actually give that audience a win in 15 minutes. Because I guarantee you, at the end of that event, they're going to come talk to you.
And that's when you invited them to the workshop? Or
no, I ran ads for I put on my own workshops. I would call it Social Savvy Saturday.
Okay.
And so I served mimosas too, and I actually put that in the ad. And it was
would it work to do something like that, but just invite people just through messaging? And
you can absolutely do that. What I did whenever I hosted my free event in Phoenix, I ran Facebook ads for people to register for it so that I can email them reminders. I also posted it in all the Chamber of Commerce Facebook groups. Hey, free workshop, how to do a Facebook ad from start to finish. Mimosas and donuts will be served.
Okay.
I also messaged a lot of people who ran local networking groups in Phoenix, and I just asked them to help me get the word out.
Okay. And were these people that already kind of understood or had an interest in growing their business through social media?
No, these were just regular business owners.
Okay.
I just invited as many business owners as I could get in my door.
Okay. Thank you.
I got I got a couple of people raising hands.
Okay, no problem.
Let's see. Nina. Hey, Nina.
Hi, how's it going?
Good. Dustin, I'll come back to you though. You
No
got
problem.
some good questions.
It was just actually a comment for Nicolette. That's all.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, and then Nina can go.
So I work a lot in advertising, also like print media, and most of the business owners that I come in contact with, they have no clue how to run Facebook ads. And once they see, if like you did your own workshop, they're going to just see you in that one session as the expert. It doesn't take long, and they're like, oh, I don't want to do this. This is too much work. I'm too busy. I don't even know what I'm doing. And they're just going to come up and probably ask you, can you do this for me? It's not so much you have to sell them anything. It's more the workshop. Once you impress them with the workshop, they're just going to come up to you. That's pretty much how it works. So.
Amen. Ooh, let me spotlight Miss Nina.
Hi. Okay,
Hey.
so I go to some networking events with local businesses, and and at one of the luncheons, I was like just chatting about how, you know, setting up your Facebook pixel, and they're all like, "Oh, show me how to do that." But then they all whip out their phone, and I'm like, "Well, you can't do it on your phone because I haven't figured out how to do it on a phone." So when you did your like savvy social media Saturdays, did you have them bring their laptops? Because people, I find it's best like, let me walk you through how to do it, and then when they figure out it's really hard, then they call me. But I kind of would like them to bring their laptop because it was a pain in the ass. I'm like, you guys, you can't do it on your phone. Stop searching for, you know, events. It's not going to work. You can't do it. So it was just
you just put it as a comment, or in a, like if you're speaking at someone else's event, just say, hey, if you guys want to follow along with my presentation, be sure to bring your laptops and I'll be happy to, you know, help you. But yeah, like in the event you want to put, you know, bring your laptop. If you want, you know, to accomplish this, bring your laptop.
okay.
It's to give them a heads up.
And Nicolette, I was thinking like a great place for you to meet people. I know here, I'm in Georgia, and there's a couple coffee shops that have like artists that will put work up, and you could contact people, those artists, you know, that have little spaces at different places so that they can not only be there but online, because they usually pay a lot to be at the coffee shop. And so
that's a good idea.
Yeah, we have a lot of people, like we have a lot of places. There's a ton of artists. Like I don't have a problem like finding them. I feel like because of the community that I live in, they're not so much educated on what social media can do for their business. So I'm trying to make sure that I approach it the right way, because they're all selling locally and
what city do you live in, Nicolette?
It's called St. Joseph, Missouri.
Sounds like a perfect place to run some brand awareness Facebook ads and you can get them. Like I run them in my city for like, I mean, a little town of 1,000 people. The smaller your audience, the more reach, you know, you're going to get with your money. And so I spend about $1, $2 a day just on my little podunk town for reach. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sounds like a great idea for you to educate them.
Thank you. Yeah.
Who else has a question? Oh, let's see. More people raise their hand. Does anyone else have a question? Oh, Dustin.
Just looking at, I'm sorry.
Right there it is.
Oh, go ahead, Nina.
Looking at your board, I can't read under entertain. I see outgoing and then something fun.
Oh, be fun.
Oh, be fun. And is there something below the be fun?
Be real.
Be real. Okay, perfect. Sorry, I was trying to like eyeball it and wrote it down.
I'm surprised you guys can even read my chicken scratch. I just wrote all of this so I wouldn't forget. It's fine. My mom made me a little set because I've been like doing video. I've been doing my stuff at her kitchen table, and so today she's like, "Let's move some furniture around so you have some space." I can't wait till my studio. I can't wait to show it to you guys. It's under construction right now, but like I'm gonna have like a big whiteboard wall and like some big screens and stuff. So these teaching, like I can't wait to do trainings from there. It's gonna be amazing.
Awesome.
Can we use the poor man strategy with this case, or it won't match?
Oh yeah, you can. The poor man's ad strategy is basically a way to get content out at a budget friendly price.
Okay.
But you totally can. Like for instance, like if you wanted to execute the poor man's Facebook ad strategy, in this case, Yvonne, and this is something that I did for that free workshop. Yes. I ran my power content, and then I made a custom audience of people who were watching that power content, and guess who I invited to my workshop?
Okay.
Those people, because I already had established that they were engaged with my content. And so when I sent them Facebook ad for that free workshop, they were already familiar with me.
Okay, so
you could do that for $5. That's easy, $5.
Yeah, $5 a day. I want to do it. Women strategy. Okay.
There's another guy that had a question.
Let's see. Who am I missing?
He rose his hand right there. Raise your hand again.
Oh, is it Larry?
Yeah.
God, why are you being so quiet?
I just had my mic muted.
Oh.
All right.
What's
So,
up? Wait. Let me put the spotlight on you.
oh, okay. I'm
There
feeling
we
better
go.
now. That's more like it. Okay. So, I want to talk to you about where you go to open meetings. I've got a couple of ideas and some stuff that I've done in the past. So, Chamber of Commerce, great, but you got to join the chamber to get in front of them. So that's
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
I'm
well,
not.
in my town, you do. it's like $250 a year.
But it's well worth it. Trust me.
Sure.
$250 a year.
And another one is Rotary and networking organizations. And what I can do for like Rotary or Kiwanis or something like that, I can put together a 30-minute presentation. And for opening for meetings, I guess for networking meetings and chamber meetings and things like that, I could do the 15-minute that you suggested. I'm trying to brainstorm. Where else can I go? Where can I put my 15 or 30 or 45-minute meeting free presentation out there? And what I teach is how businesses can use simple video and what to do to look better on video. So everything from makeup to lighting and just absolutely everything about being better on video. Now, once I get clients, I go into their office and I say, okay, I'm going to be filming this week. Here's how to be better on video. And I do a presentation in their office. But I think that there's a lot of things that people don't realize that make them look bad on video, like camera placement and the fact that you always look bad on smartphones, or rather, you always look heavier on smartphones than you do on other kinds of cameras because of the wide angle lens and just all kinds of stuff like that. So just trying to look for brainstorming for places besides chamber, Rotary, and networking organizations. Anything else?
Yeah, no, it just depends. Like where your customers like hanging out. Are they going to networking events? It just depends. Like in Phoenix, like there's a million places, like there's the chamber. And the reason that I say put together a 15-minute presentation is because I'm not asking to be the featured speaker. I'm trying to get myself in front of as many people as humanly possible. And so that's why I asked to be snuck in at the front of the event. So not being a main speaker, because you can get into more events that way, because who would say no to that? Like you have something of high value. Now, if you want to put on your own like workshop, then you can just go to like libraries will sometimes let you rent out a space. There's hotel conference rooms and stuff like that, where you could actually put on your own event and invite a whole bunch of people. You could even put an event together with other people who are targeting the same audience as you too, because those events are so much fun because you can do whatever you want. Like we served mimosas and we had, a really good time. But there's, all of the, what city do you live in?
I live in Lakeland, Florida, and I'm actually I'm moving from my home office to a business incubator, and they've got all kinds of facilities there. They're in downtown.
Yep.
The town is, I want to say 120,000 people. And the business incubator has a training room that'll seat 50, and they're building a new $10 million building. And when we move over there, everything changes. It gets even better. But yeah, I don't have a problem with the place. And I've done stuff in hotel room, meeting rooms and things like that. I'm just trying to brainstorm up types of meetings. So I'm thinking, just while you were talking.
Larry, one place that I would recommend, because I am an attorney and I work with attorneys, and my one attorney's gotten over 100,000 views on her videos that I've written. But attorneys are terrible at videos. And
I know. I've done some.
Right. So all the bar associations, they have them for the state and they have them for each county. So, and then they often have local. So they'll have the Hispanic Bar Association and the Women's Bar Association and this bar association. If you go on to the Florida Bar website, you look under the sections. Each of those is a bar association that meets monthly. I mean, you could spend the rest of your life going to bar association meetings and explaining to people, stop putting a camera 40 feet away from you and be a little more personal, okay? I mean, literally, like just, and they also have continuing legal education classes they have to take. They're mandated to take. Every state, every year, they have to do them. And so if you could set up a class that could be counted as an education credit you can go to all of their trainings and do that. So that's a huge market. I mean, also insurance agents, I mean, everybody's trying to get into video, and most of them are pretty bad at it. So if any of them have continuing education credits they have to do every year, that's an awesome way for you. Or they have groups, business groups that are beyond the chamber and beyond the Rotary. Those are going to be really good for you to go to and say, hey, I can give a 15-minute blurb, or hey, I can be online. Like Andrew Stickles, a huge guy in Florida for STICKEL. He does marketing for attorneys, but he might be a person to connect with. He's a little bit, he kind of keeps everybody that does marketing out, and he only wants the people in that are attorneys, which I'm like, buddy, there's enough for us all to work with.
Sure.
But that might be a person to talk to see if you guys could connect up and give tips. You can give tips, because his videos are terrible. He never makes eye contact. He just stares right at the camera, and he never looks away. And you're like, you look like a freaking murderer. Like,
Yeah, part of the problem that everybody has when they first go on video, everybody wants to be taken seriously, and everybody wants to have the world think that they're smart. And so they start using big words like their college professors used to, instead of being personable and connect.
Right.
And
So I know we could probably go on and on about how terrible people are, and so I don't want to take Laurel's time and everybody's time, but those are things those are places I would look at for you to expand out from the chambers.
That helps. I'm starting to think, okay, so real estate and insurance and legal. Yeah, that sounds like a good couple of leads. Thank you.
And coaches, coaches want to video. Coaches have to video to get out there. So I know lots of people that, have old school setups of like their camcorder in the back, and it doesn't follow them, or different things like that. So, coaches are another one, if they're well known, to help them out.
Great. Thank you very much.
Larry, by the way, you look good. You look professional. You look like you do podcasts. Do you?
I look like I do what?
A podcast.
I do have a podcast, but it's not video. I've got an audio podcast about photography, but my video stuff is all, video related. So I do Skype meetings and things like that. And then this is actually my studio as well. My office is my studio. So I do training videos where I am. So right now I've got some lighting.
Yeah.
Because I know what's wrong with my face, and so I fix it with my lighting. And one of the other things is I've got some really nice studio lighting around in the room, and I also shut my outside window because that's too much, and then I get all bright and shiny, and I probably could use a little makeup right here, right? Because I'm a little shiny. But I also set my camera in a place where it makes more sense for me. And then I have a specific kind of camera, and so I'm using a DSLR instead of a webcam so that it looks a little bit better. So when I do my Facebook Live, I use this camera too.
Okay.
What's funny is that, don't get caught up in the equipment though, guys, because I've tested DSLR video against iPhone video, and guess what wins every single time in Facebook ads? And it pains me to say that for someone who has 3 Emmy Awards for video production. Pains me to say. Pains me.
Well, it is true.
Video.
It depends on the field that you're in. So if you're in many fields, like helping people on social media, you better be using handheld vertical video shaky cam. That's okay. And if you're,
that's never okay.
Well, it's
Never
all
okay.
right.
Horizontal.
I watch a lot of it, and a lot of my friends do it. But there are certain businesses where, and I'm not talking about the live streaming stuff. I'm talking about the other stuff. When you're, okay, so if I'm going out there doing my live streaming, if I'm not looking good on camera, if I don't have studio lighting, then I take myself down a little bit in my credibility. So I've got to look better in my live streams, and I've got to have stuff that pops up on screen, and I got to have my lower third in there that says who I am and what I do. But that's different because that's what I do for recorded videos, for produced videos. And so I kind of give them a sample, a taste of it on the live stream. But
Yeah.
I agree with you, Laurel. There's no reason to get
none
caught
of these
up
guys,
in,
none of these guys need to get caught up in being,
I use this.
a professional setup.
yeah, there's not a reason to do the kind of video setup that I have unless the business that you're doing is videos of yourself selling how to do video. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, Larry, real quick, one more thought. Like I'm one of a part of 3 chambers with one of the companies I work for, and one of the options that they have is a payment plan. So you might it could be like $20 a month if you don't want to do the $250 right off the top of the bat. So the chamber gives you access to leadership in the city. The chamber gives you access to important people, and it's kind of your business grows by who you know. And the chambers in my area have recently started payment plans because a lot are not liking at the beginning of the year or whenever their membership comes at renewal. They don't want to have another chunk of anywhere from $250 to $400 at one time come out of their pocket. So check to see if they got a payment plan, because $20 is a lot easier than $400 or $250 right off the top of the bat, and it gives you access to a bunch of people.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and we've hired most of our guest speakers, even if they're free, are never chamber members. They're always people outside of our group for the most part, because it seems like it's more credible. So something to think about.
Interesting. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cheaper. Phoenix is like $1,200 a month, $1,200 a year.
Oh man. Yeah.
Awesome. I'm gonna take a couple more questions. I've got to run in a bit.
Yeah.
But man, thank you guys, all of you guys. Like, thank you, Larry. Thank you, Nina. Like everyone, Dustin, Nicolette, Yvonne. All of you guys added so much value. So I appreciate you guys giving. We could all learn from everyone. Oh, I see Nina's got a raised hand. I'll take Nina, and then I gotta run. What's up, Nina?
No, that was from before. So if there's someone else with a question, I'm good.
No.
Thank you.
Awesome. Let's see. Anyone else?
That famous Instagram course, when are you going to do it? You remember that we
did the Instagram.
No, that you said that all of us who took part of it, he was going to do it.
Oh, the coaching. You're talking about the coaching call?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that. Thank you for reminding me. Totally almost forgot about that. I was like, wait a minute. We did the Instagram course.
Yeah, I know. There was this course. I was going to do it afterwards.
Awesome.
I forgot about it.
Yeah, I'll get with you guys.
Okay, we'll let you go.
All right. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Does anyone have anything? You guys are all good? Okay. Thank you.
Thanks, Laurel.
Bye, guys.